So in today's video, I'm going to be talking to you about a powerful pattern that has been happening, or that does happen in the markets. And when it does, it tells you what sort of phase we're in and what could be coming next. Are we in a resting phase, or are we in a energy releasing phase? And depending on what type of phases we're in, you can see what's likely to come next and what we could be getting ready for. And this is such a powerful thing, and I absolutely love it. So I'm going to break it step by step in today's training. And this is the reason why that I am so bullish right now on silver and a lot of these mining stocks, because it's still producing this one powerful pattern that says we're likely to make a massive move coming very, very shortly. And I need to keep an eye out. And I'm going to walk you through all the details to this one pattern. Let's get straight into it. Don't place a trade based on what you'll see in this video, because there is no guarantees of making a profit in the market. It takes you a long time to become a good trader. So this video here is just to educate you to become a much better trader. Alrighty, traders. Well, I'm very, very, very excited right now. I'm doing a bit of an end of year free gift. Right. I have a trading course that I'm giving away, and I'm just giving you free access to that. It's johnsfreegift.com. When you go over there, put your name and email address in, you get access to the trading course. In fact, the very first training you get access to is two powerful patterns that when they happen, they have a high probability of producing a long-term massive bull market. Hint, it's actually happening right now in some of the mining stocks. And then also you're going to get access to a 90-minute training of where I walked through all the details to my #1 trading system for the last 15 years that has a high success rate as well too. So go to johnsfreegift.com to grab that free trading course and start getting the help you need. Now, let's get straight into what I'm talking about here. As the market unfolds, and if you're new to the market, you may or may not know this, or may not realize this, but the market moves, or if you're new to the market, or even if you're not new to the market, this is going to really help you. Okay, the market moves in different phases, right? The market moves up, the market moves down, and we have trend analysis. We use applied trend analysis to the markets. But the whole thing about looking at the charts is the charts, the farts, the markets, the market. I'm trying to think about a simple way of actually putting this to you. The market goes up, market goes down. Okay, but when what we're looking for as a trader, we're looking for patterns, right? Because pattern recognition, when the market starts to produce different patterns, it gives us a probability of what may be coming down the road or what may be getting ready. And one thing that's so powerful to understand is, as the market's going up and as the market's going down, is to understand what sort of phase are we in. And when the market starts to give us a clear phase in the markets, then it really gives me a good understanding of where we're at and what I could be getting ready for moving down the road. Let me say that again. If the market's given us some clear, strong phases, and the two different types of phases are an energy releasing phase or an energy building phase. So let's actually build this here. An energy releasing phase. Number one, an energy releasing phase. Remember I said before that the reason why this is so powerful, because it can get us ready for something that may be happening. And when we see this thing happening, we know we're likely to get a continuation of that move. Let me explain what I mean here. Number one, we have a energy releasing phase where the market's energy releasing, ER, where the market's releasing energy. What that simply means is that the market's moving up, so we're having some nice strong upward moves, or we're getting a nice strong downward move. It's actually moving in a direction. Now, number two is what we call an energy building phase. This building phase is when the market does, the market might have been going up for a while, and then we start to see a bit of a pullback through here. Or the market goes up for a while and then we start to see a bit of a sideways phase. Stuff like that. Or sometimes when the market pulls back, sometimes the market will be going up for a while and then we'll start to get like this, like a little bit of a volatility pullback, right? The market's going up, we're getting a slow sideways grind. We're not getting a strong move down or a strong move up, but we're getting like a very volatile grind pullback. So this here is what I call the energy building phase. This is when the market's building energy. It's such a powerful thing. It's such a powerful concept that I use in my trading system today that makes a huge difference in helping me not only understand the markets, but understand when we're likely to make another move based on the energy building and the energy releasing phase. So the energy building phase is simply means is that the longer we go sideways, in a nutshell, the longer we go sideways or the longer we have a pullback, remember guys, it's got to be a pullback, right? Not a sharp sell-off or a sharp down. It's got to be a pullback. Or, again, the longer we go through these phases, the higher the probability, the longer we go through these phases, these pullback phases, where the market's not doing much, just going sideways, the more energy the market is building up. That's why, have you ever seen many markets where the market does nothing for a while, and then suddenly out of nowhere, it does something like this? You're like, wow, man, that thing is just taken off like a rocket. It did nothing, and then it took off like a rocket. Wow, I didn't see that coming. You didn't see it coming because you didn't understand exactly what I'm talking about here. But now, once you understand this, you'll be getting ready for a high probability of that thing happening, which means the longer we go through a sideways or a sideways pullback, the more energy we build up, the more of a probability that we're going to see a nice move, a nice breakout coming soon. And generally speaking, it's in the direction of the trend. So if we had a nice move up, this here would be an energy releasing phase because the market's going up, energy releasing phase, and then the market goes through a pullback. Okay, we're now having a rest. Energy building, just think about it as a rest, right? The market's resting. You're having a rest now. You're taking some time. You're taking a breather. You're taking a rest, and you're rejuvenating, right? And so you're now resting and rejuvenating and ready to go for another move. And the more you do this, the more you do this and the more you do this, which is basically market not doing much, the quieter it is, the more energy it's building to go for another move. And then suddenly, bam, out of nowhere. And this is where it's so powerful. And most people don't understand this one concept. And so therefore they're surprised when things are just going absolutely just burko, right? This happened with Bitcoin recently and so on and so forth. So energy building and energy releasing phase. So let me walk you through some examples here. And I'm going to go back to, I'll walk you through examples here. Let me go back to gold. And because gold was, let me go back to the gold weekly chart here for a minute. So you can apply this to any market and any time frame. But I like to look at gold. Now, what I want you to do is to really see what sort of phase we're in. Are we in an energy releasing phase or an energy building phase? What sort of phase are we in? Because that's going to give us a determinant of what may be coming down the road. Because remember, if we're not doing much if we had a nice move up and now we've been doing this for a while, right? Well, we haven't been selling off strong or having a nice move up. We're just going sideways. Guess what? That's energy building, right? So once it's energy building, there's a high probability chance that we don't know when, but when it starts to do this, we're likely to have a very nice move up because now we've went through an energy building phase through here. It's built the energy, and now guess what? It's now releasing this energy that it built through here. So when the market's going sideways, it's building all this energy, and then when the market has a nice move, it's releasing energy. So, and again, the market doesn't always do these exact same patterns, and sometimes, and that's why I say, when you see this clear phase building, these clear phases in the markets, you'll be able to see, this is the reason why we could expect to see a big move and so on and so forth. I absolutely love this. So look at it through here. You'll be able to see exactly what actually happened through here. You had what? You had a move up, which was what? An energy releasing phase. And then guess what? This is a weekly chart through gold. And then we had a bit of a pullback for 3 or 4 months through here. This was what? This was now an energy building phase. And then we went for another run, which was an energy releasing phase, right? It's releasing energy. And then we went through another bit of a pullback, which is an energy building phase. And then the market had a move up, and then we had a strong sell-off. And then we went through this here. So as you can see, this pullback here wasn't a very sort of weak pullback, so you couldn't say this. We're not clearly seeing the phases through here, but you can see this situation through here and this situation through here. See how you can clearly see the pullbacks and then the breakouts, the pullbacks and the breakouts. And now you can see what's happening through where we are right now. So if I'm applying this exact same thing on gold, and this is why I'm saying that we could be getting ready for a massive move to the upside, is because if we have a look at gold right now, what are we doing? We went through what? We had this move up, which is what? The energy releasing phase. And now for the last 4 months or more, guess what we've been doing? We've been in one big massive what? Say it with me, an energy building phase. So the reason why this is so important is because most people don't understand this, is that when the market does this, it's building energy. Now, if we started to sell off like that, then, which does happen sometimes, then we're not getting confirmation that we're starting the next energy building phase. All right. Well, if we are, it's just likely to the downside. So again, there's no certainties in what I'm saying here, but it's a high probability. So when we have a energy releasing phase when the market goes up, and then the energy building phase when the market's going sideways, if we start to see something like this, especially if we hold and we start to break up through here, and we start to do that, guess what? That's now telling us what? Because we're breaking out of the energy building phase, we're now likely to be starting what? The energy releasing phase. And just like you can see, especially if we start to break past previous highs, look at this here. We had energy building, energy releasing, energy building. As soon as we break past previous highs, we had a move up. Energy releasing, energy building. As soon as we break past previous highs, we had a move up. So if we start to break out of this sideways movement through here, which is the energy building phase, it's telling us we're now likely to see a very big move up. And if I go to my daily charts and squeeze my daily charts up, and this is why, guys, I recommend squeezing your charts up as much as possible and just having nothing but black bars, because it gives us a gauge on where are these phases. So as you can see back here, look at this back here, very, very, very clear. Notice how we had a nice upward move through here. All right, we had a bit of a sideways movement, but look what happened here. And then look what happened. Look, see this sideways phase? It was just not doing much, right? Not doing much. And then guess what happened? Then we started to break out. And then guess what? We had a nice move up and so on and so forth. And you can see that we also had a nice little sideways phase here for a while before we went for a run. Now look what's happening. We're going through what? We're going through one massive, massive sideways phase where we're not doing much. This is the reason why, guys, we need to be getting ready for something very, very powerful in the miners and the metals, because the miners and metals are developing this pattern again and again and again. And guys, this is not saying that it's definitely going to happen. We need to wait for confirmation. We need to wait for confirmation to see if we have a good chance of going through another energy releasing phase, and that is a nice break out of this not much going on phase. And that's where, like with silver, right? That's where, like, when I look at silver's doing the sort of the same thing. If I look at, say, even some of the mining stocks, this is the reason why, guys, I'm so bullish on the mining stocks, and especially when we start to see this confirmation. Look at this here. We went through what? We went through a nice energy releasing phase, and look what's been happening recently. Notice how this is just a slight. We're not getting that, or we're not getting that. We're just getting not much going on. So what does that mean? That means get ready, because if we do, and this is where the if scenarios come into it, if we do start to see a break out of this energy building phase, guess what? It tells us we're now likely to go for another big move. Now, guys, an energy releasing phase could mean something like this. It goes up for 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 days, goes sideways for 2 or 3 days, goes up for a week, goes sideways for a week, and go like that could actually happen. You know what I mean? Like this whole thing, it's still releasing energy. Even if we don't go up every single day, we're still releasing energy. It's just doing its thing. You know, like you notice here, look, you know, sideways for a week, but the overall trajectory is up. So as you can see what's happening through there on the GDXJ, the GDX, same sort of thing. Notice, see this overall weak, very, very, very weak, very volatile pullback through here. And the same for the look at this here, same for the SILJ. And this is why, guys, the silver mining stocks are just absolutely just really, really, really holding up quite nicely. And guess what? It's telling us what? We're still in this overall sort of energy building phase. See how the markets, we're not going down a lot, we're not going up a lot, we're just going sideways. This is what we call an energy building phase. So that tells me, especially like with this silver miners, if we can start to break above these previous highs, get ready for an explosive move. Why? Because we had all this time to build the energy, and now if we break past previous highs, get ready for that energy to be released. And same for the SIL as well too. We've had this for the last 4 or 5 months now, an energy building phase where the market hasn't been, If this wasn't an energy building phase, you'd see something like this, where the market would just sell off very, very strongly. It's like, okay, then we're starting to see maybe a bit of a topping pattern. But due to the fact that we're seeing this, if we start to see, especially if we start to see a break and it starts to break above these previous highs from this phase, that tells me now we're now likely to see a very big move. Why? Because we spent a lot of time building energy. And the more time we can build energy through here, the more we're likely to see an upward move. So I'll give you guys a few examples of what I'm talking about here. So like here was a trade that we did. I didn't write it all the way, but look at this here. When the market starts to do what? Go sideways, it does nothing, and then we start to see a very, very big move. What about this one here? Was a trade that one of my private clients took. But as you can see, right, look at this here. Not much going on for a while. Look at this here. Not much going on. And then guess what? Oh, very, very nice move to the upside. Why? Because it's based on this one pattern. And that's why, guys, I have it. It's a major part of my trading system. It's one part of the trading system, but that's the reason why it's such a powerful concept to understand the energy building or the energy releasing phase. And if we can start to see these patterns where the market hasn't been doing much for, as you can see, like this one here, Billy, it didn't do much for a very, very long time. And guess what? Now for the last month, we made a very, very nice upward move. Why? Because we built the energy here, and now we're releasing the energy here. And once again, guys, when I go back to all these mining stocks and what I'm looking at here, like say for example SILJ, you can see what, once again, when you squeeze your chart up as much as possible, you can clearly see that we have been doing absolutely nothing for quite some time. But that's when you should be alert and be patiently waiting day after day. And yes, many people have had to wait patiently for what's going on with miners metals, but they don't understand the phases we're in right now. They don't understand that this is when you should be getting ready, getting excited. Why? Because big moves come off the back of not much going on. If I bring up Bitcoin here for a minute, let me actually see if I can bring up Bitcoin here. Right, this is the Bitcoin chart. And let me see if I can bring up the Bitcoin weekly chart. Right, look at this here. Again, another example of Bitcoin. Another example here. But as you can see, look what happened with Bitcoin. Bitcoin did what? Nothing. Absolutely, it really did nothing, right? Yes, we had some sell-off moves, but as you can see, it really just went sideways from 12,000 to 8,000 pretty much for what is that? That's probably around about over 1 year. And then guess what happened? Look what happened. It did nothing, really went sideways for like 1 year. Maybe even down to 6,000. It had a little bit of a flush down. But see how it really didn't do much for a long time? And look what happened. As soon as we started to break out, woof, big move up. I wonder why Bitcoin has made a big move up. Guys, there's so much power in these charts, and once you start to understand them, it's such a powerful thing. Now, guys, there's no guarantees that when we break out of these phases that would definitely, we have a long energy building phase and then we have a long energy releasing phase. There's no guarantees of that. And we never know how long the energy releasing phase is going to be. But just know that the longer we go through a sideways phase, the market is resting. It's not doing anything. It's just sitting there. What is that? It's resting. And that's where so many people right now, especially with the mining stocks, they're like, oh my goodness, mining stocks have been doing nothing. I've had enough of this. No, this is where you should be getting excited. Why? Because you're like a prowl. You're like a tiger. Rah! Right? You're sitting there. And type in the word lion in the chat box below if you know what I'm saying here, right? You're a lion and you're waiting for this thing to break, because when you're waiting and watching every single day, because when it does start to break, guess what? Now we're starting to make a big move. And then those people that were in the mining stocks a month ago, 2 months from now, maybe they'll look back and like, oh my goodness, geez, I got out, I missed out on this big move because they didn't understand the markets. They didn't understand what the market is telling them. And that is, the market's not doing much right now. Yes, that's a good thing. Because why? Because the longer it doesn't do much, just like I shared with you some of the trades and so on and so forth, just like with Bitcoin, the longer it doesn't do much, it just goes sideways, maybe channel, the more of a probability that when it breaks, we're likely to see a big move. And I hope this helps you out today, guys. You can watch this video over and over again, but it's such a powerful concept. Energy building and energy releasing, especially if we can start to see where we are at, then you'll know what sort of phase you're in. And oh, by the way, guys, if you start to see an energy releasing phase, You know when you go through an energy building phase and then suddenly you start to see an energy releasing phase and it just keeps going and just keeps going and just keeps going and just keeps going and keeps going. Guess what? This is the reason why we have pullbacks in the markets, because when just like the energy releasing phase, if the market goes up too much, it's like you at the gym, right? You're pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing and you're going and going and going and the market just got taken off. Market's taken off, you're taking off, using all your energy. Guess what? And you're pushing it and pushing it and pushing it. And guess what? And guess what never is going to happen after you energy releasing phase. Your energy releasing phase, guess what? You're going to get tired, right? You're going to get tired. And you're going to need a break, like, oh my goodness, I'm so exhausted. And if you pushed it to the max and you kept going, and that's when the market just takes off like a rocket and just keeps going and keeps going, inevitably you're going to get what? Another energy releasing phase or an energy building phase, just like you would do if you went to the gym and you just gave it everything you got and you pushed further than you ever had before. Guess what? Now, especially, right, like if you go to the gym and you do an okay workout, guess what? Now you don't need as much time to rest, do you? No. But if you go to the gym and you did an hour workout and the coach is still pushing you and pushing you and pushing you and it's pushing you as much as you possibly and it's keep going, just keep going, just keep going. That's like the market, just taking off like a rocket, keeps going. And inevitably, guess what happens when you do that to the gym? Inevitably, guess what happens when you go to the gym and you've just given it all you've got and you've just, oh my goodness, you're so spent. Guess what happens probably the next day, right? You crash, right? You're like, oh my goodness, I feel like I've just been run over by a train. And then you generally get some sort of sharp pullbacks. That's the same how the market works. And that's the reason why you see these sort of patterns in the markets, especially when the energy releasing phase goes vertical. It's like, okay, we're likely to get some sort of equilibrium. So anyway, guys, I hope this helps you out today, guys. And I will speak to you real soon. Hey traders, John Howell here. Thanks for watching my video. For a limited time only, I am giving away free access to my brand new trading course. I've put all my most powerful systems, strategies, and trading techniques that I've learned over the last 15 years and put it in this course, and I'm giving it away for free for a limited time. See, in this brand new Go to the Markets by the Board trading course, and you can get it when you go to johnsfreegift.com, you're going to learn, firstly, you're going to get access to a brand new training course for 90 minutes, and you're going to learn all the details step by step to my #1 trading system with over a 90% success rate that works on any market and any time frame. You're also going to learn 3 powerful chart reading and trading techniques. You're also going to learn 2 more powerful trading systems, and also you're going to learn 7-figure trading secrets, mindset techniques, and so much more. There's top 13 mistakes you're going to learn, the 10K per month formula, and so much more. No, this is not a get rich quick scheme, but if you are struggling with your trading right now and you need help, then for a limited time, you can get free access to this. So go to johnsfreegift.com right now or click on the very first thing in the description, because for a limited time, I'm giving away. So go to johnsfreegift.com right now and start getting access to this full complete trading course, plus also the free training with my #1 trading system with over 90% success rate. Go do that right now, and I'll see you on the next page.